This FAQ Monday is sponsored by Nail the Mix. Well, hello, and welcome to another FAQ Monday. I'm your host, Fluff, and today I'm gonna sip some coffee and answer some questions. Surprise, surprise, right? I got lazy and just went to Starbucks instead of making my own coffee in a fancy, funny, hilarious mug because I like it when other people make me coffee. First question, not sure if you've ever answered this, but what other YouTube channels do you watch? I don't have a lot of time to sit and just watch YouTube all day. However, there are a few channels that I do really enjoy. The first one that comes to mind is Tested. Adam Savage has basically spent a lot of his time since leaving Mythbusters, since Mythbusters has dissolved, and he's put a lot of his time into Tested. There's a podcast, and there's also a YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel is full of anything just super, super nerdy and super, super geeky. I mean, he rebuilds and does one-day builds of stuff. He details his costumes for Comic-Con. He'll go through, the Blade Runner gun, and he'll remake props and show you how it's done and how he did them for his own personal toys and props and gadgets and all sorts of stuff. That's a really, really good one. I'm also a huge fan of the Stu Mac YouTube channel, Stuart McDonald, the part supplier YouTube channel, because his name escapes me, Dan. Dan is just such a genius luthier, and a very famous one at that. He's been around since the 60s, and he built Freddie King's Flying V, amongst many other things, but lots and lots of good tips and tricks as far as guitar repair and fixing and building stuff, and it combines woodworking and guitars, and I've always been a fan of watching woodworking stuff. Those are the two off the top of my head. Definitely check those out. I'll link to those down below in the description. Heaviest riff of all time? I don't know. I don't think I can pinpoint and call out a single riff as the heaviest riff of all times. And what is heavy? Because Nirvana's Something in the Way is super, super heavy, but not in a high gain distorted way. I mean, that's heavy. But, Black Sabbath's Children of the Grave is also super, super heavy. So I would say, any Black Sabbath riff, an Alice in Chains riff, Them Bones or something like that. That is super, super heavy. If you want to go more modern and detuned, I would say something off the new Meshuggah record would also be, and also count as super, super heavy. I don't know, it just depends on what you think is heavy. What do you think is the heaviest riff of all time, or one of the heaviest riffs of all time? Leave a comment down below. Let's get debating on the heaviest riff of all time, shall we? Who is it who works on your guitars again? I know you mentioned him in a video, but I can't find it. Thanks. The bearded gentleman who works on all of my guitars is named Mark Stockwell, and he works at Stockwell Guitars, which is down in the valley of Puyallup, which is here in the Northwest. And he does all my fret levels and setups and pickup installs. He is the man. I love Mark to death, and he does fret levels in a very unique way. He does it with light. So what you get is you get a uniform radius, and you also get the first fret to the last fret, and every relationship with every fret in between is the same. Now, normally with a traditional fret level, you just kind of saw away at the frets, and you can kind of lose your radius that way if you're not careful. This takes all of that work out of it, and that is what is really unique about Mark, is his attention to detail, and he genuinely really, really cares. He's not paying me to say this, although I think he should, but he's not. And I just genuinely love the man's work. You guys should go check him out if you're anywhere near the Northwest. What do you think of the new Avenged Sevenfold? Thoughts on the new album mixing? I actually really love the new Avenged Sevenfold record. I think the songs are kind of a return to form. They're very self-titled, white cover, City of Evil flavor, and I really, really like that. I think the addition of Brooks Wackerman, formerly of Bad Religion, is a perfect fit for the band. He can do the fast stuff, and his style isn't too dissimilar from the Revs. I think the mix is a little weird. Could be just me. I'm not one to normally go, that mix sucks, I could do way better, and I'm not saying I could do better because I couldn't. But there's something really phasey with the drums, how it sounds like each shell is lined up in a linear fashion, and they put like some kind of, I don't know, imager or S1 image spreader on the drum bus. It sounds super weird with the drums, but other than that, The record sounds great, the songs are great, and bravo to Avenged Sevenfold for coming back strong and swinging. Nail the Mix is an online mixing school created by Joey Sturgis, A.L. Levy, and Joel Wanasek. And these are the guys that have brought you records from Chelsea Grin, Machine Head, Asking Alexandria, Devil Wears Prada, and lots more. I mean, like, all of these. Lots. Every month, Nail the Mix members get exclusive access to a real multi-track session. That means real tracks that you get to mix yourself and take a stab at, in addition to a 6 to 8 hour live class from the mix engineer who mixed that album, and you get to watch in real time, remix and mix the song for that month. For the month of December, Logan Mader will be mixing the Gojira track Toxic Garbage Island, and the first place winner of Nail the Mix will also win an Omega preamp and Omega plugins. For full details, click the link down below in the description to nail your mix. And now, the dad joke of the week. How many balls of string would it take to reach the moon? 1 if it was long enough. My suggestion to you this week is to check out the band Swivel. Swivel is the newest project from Ken Susi from Unearth fame, and they have a female frontwoman, and they're awesome. They're like kind of a grungy alternative kind of thing. They're not metal. Really, really cool, really groovy, and it sounds great. They don't have a lot out, but they do have a single, and I have linked it down below in the description to check out for yourself. You've been wonderful. I have been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.